It can be lonely in the dark. It can be frightening too. Tense. But also beautiful. My job with NASA is to help share the story of how we explore the solar system and beyond. And during the pandemic, I've taken up night sky photography as a hobby. I travel an hour or more from my home near Los Angeles to find a relatively dark sky where I can shoot the Milky Way. It seems crazy, but the galaxy is right above our heads every night. But because light pollution is so pervasive around the world, it's pretty uncommon for most of us to be able to see it. And when I'm stumbling around out there in the dark, trying to capture views of the Milky Way to marvel at later back home, there are moments when I'm working, adjusting the settings on the camera, and moments when I'm just waiting, sometimes for a long time as it takes a whole series of shots, so I have time on my hands. And when I'm standing there deep in a forest with only the stars for light, my mind is filled partly with wonder for the cosmos above, and partly with fear of bears. When all you have is a hammer, the saying goes, everything looks like a nail. Well, when all you have surrounding you is darkness, everything sounds like a bear. Your mind creates monsters in the dark. And it's no wonder we evolved to fear danger in the darkness. For most of our history, nighttime was not our domain to rule. But science, invention, and exploration have shown us that we need not be fearful of the dark. We still need to be prepared in case of bears, but we need not avoid standing alone in darkness, nor should we be afraid of it. Because like me and my totally rational fear of bears, we can reframe how we think of night and work through that fear so that the fear doesn't subvert our wonder for the cosmos. And so, in the hope that it might help you do the same, here are 4 things to remember if you're afraid of the dark in the solar system. 1. Remember, there is light even in the darkest night from the moon and stars. The faintest light can be multiplied to make the invisible visible just by collecting more light. Sometimes we do this by taking a long exposure, and certainly you've heard of night vision goggles. You can find light in all kinds of interesting places. For example, Earthshine, which is sunlight reflected off Earth, bounced off the moon, and back to your eyes. We use this idea on space missions sometimes in order to make the night side of moons and planets visible. For example, Saturnshine and Ringshine, as seen by NASA's Cassini spacecraft at Saturn. 2. Remember, our concept of darkness reflects our physical limitation. Our eyes naturally see only visible wavelengths of light, but we're bathed in all kinds of other light from the cosmos, like infrared and radio. And humans are clever. We can invent new ways of seeing in order to find our way and reveal hidden truths. 3. Remember that although it seems like they're discrete, separate events, dusk and dawn are actually connected. They form a single ring of light around the planet when it's backlit by the sun. We can observe this ring of light at Earth and several other worlds in the solar system. And the thing is, when you do that, you're seeing all the sunsets and sunrises on that world at once. 4. Remember, although it may seem like you're the one sitting still in darkness waiting for the sun to rise, it's actually this big planet we're all stuck to that's always turning, carrying you ever forward. So you just have to hang on and be carried into the light. No matter how deep and dark the night seems, remember, morning is always coming. Most of us don't spend much time with the stars, or much time outside in the dark at night. And when we are out at night in our modern world, it can look a lot like day. We occasionally make time for a sunset, and those are amazing, but it's a much rarer thing to be up and awake for dawn, to witness night turning into day. It's just not natural for most of us. We wake up with the sun. The sun tells us when a new day has arrived. We sleep through most of these transitional moments, these daily sunsets in reverse. But just as you occasionally go out of your way to watch the sun go down, I'd encourage you to occasionally be up and out and waiting for the start of morning twilight, because it's a magical time. Now, there's everyday life, and there's the profound. There's daycare, there's traffic, there's McDonald's, there's Walmart, there's Twitter, and there is the fact that you are on a planet orbiting a star in a galaxy among hundreds of billions of galaxies, that you are material of the universe, matter forged in earlier generations of stars long gone that has been assembled in such a way as to be able to appreciate its own complex, billions of years long origins. These seem like separate, discrete worlds, but they coexist, they're co-equal, they're connected. The wonder of the cosmos is all around us, but it's so often obscured by the bright light of day. So how can we keep that wonder safely smoldering as we experience the more mundane aspects of life? Maybe the answer is to work through our fear of the dark, so that when it matters, we can be out and waiting and ready as night turns to day.